People saw Christmas as loud, full of lights, songs, and noise. But sometimes a broken bar Christmas is quiet, too quiet, and that silence is where this story begins. A silence that hid her pain no one noticed, until three little girls broke it with a note that would change a CEO's life forever. The note read, "Please visit Addy, he's lonely." Anyone who reads those words feels something break inside, and maybe that's why you should keep watching till the end of Broken Bar, because what happened after this note was found didn't just warm hearts up, it saved one. So if you're here, settle in. This story might just remind you why kindness still matters, and if it touches you at any point of Broken Bar, don't forget to like this video and subscribe, because stories like these deserve to be shared. The tale begins inside St. Helena Hospital, where nurse Maya, known for her bright smile and stubborn compassion, was rushing through another long December evening. Christmas was near, but hospitals don't stop for holidays. Some patients healed, some cried, some waited, but one room, a room 407A, always felt colder than the rest. Inside sat Daniel Rowan, a 42-year-old CEO, strong-looking on the outside but hollowed on the inside. His expensive suit didn't match the dark circles under his eyes, or the exhaustion that clung to him like a shadow. To the world, he was the brilliant founder of Rowan Tech, a man worth millions. A Broken Bar, but not many knew the truth. He was a widower, and worse, Broken Bar, he was a father who felt like he had already failed his children long before this story even began. His wife died 3 years ago, and since then, life became a battlefield he didn't know how to fight. The company grew, his reputation grew while Broken Bar, but his heart shrunk. His daughter saw three little angels, Lily, Liana, and Leah, the triplets who once filled the house with laughter, now barely saw their father. He worked late, he came home tired, he forgot school events, bedtime stories, Christmas preparations. A Broken Bar, everything that mattered. And then, one day, he collapsed in his office. Weeks of stress catching up with him. Now, stuck in the hospital, isolated and bitter, he refused to smile, refused holiday decorations, refused visitors, even refused his own daughters, brushing them away with excuses. Daddy is tired. Daddy will talk later. Daddy is busy. But the girls at Broken Bar, they loved him too much to stay silent. When Maya entered room 407 that night, she expected the usual Daniel staring at the wall, lost in his thoughts. Instead, she found an envelope on the floor. Pink, small, childish handwriting. She picked it up, opened it, and froze. "Please visit Addy. He's lonely. We don't want him to be alone on Christmas again." Lily, Liana, Leah. Maya's chest tightened. She looked at Daniel, sleeping weakly, unaware of the storm inside that tiny note. Something about it felt urgent, like a cry for help, and not for the daughters, but for the father who had forgotten how to live. That night, Maya made a decision. Christmas wasn't going to pass like this. Not for him, not for those girls. The next morning, she marched into Daniel's room with a purpose he couldn't ignore. "We need to talk," she said firmly. Daniel glanced at her with his usual emptiness. "I'm tired, Maya." "Later, number." Her voice didn't shake. "Not later, now." She handed him the note. He blinked on "See a Broken Bar" twice. "See a Broken Bar," and then his face collapsed. His lips trembled, his shoulders shook, and for the first time since his wife's funeral, Daniel Rowan cried, not quietly, but like a man who had held everything in until it shattered. "They think I'm lonely," he whispered. "They know you are," she replied softly. He covered his face. "I don't know how to be their father anymore." "You don't have to be perfect," Maya said. "You just have to show up." That one sentence changed something in him. And so, Maya went further, much further than a nurse usually would. Because Daniel didn't need medicine. He needed Christmas, and she intended to bring it to him. Over the next few days, she transformed room 407. Tiny fairy lights, paper snowflakes, a small Christmas tree the triplets could decorate when they visited. She convinced the hospital chef to make hot cocoa. She brought in music, laughter, warmed the things Daniel had forgotten existed. Slowly, the CEO who once treated emotions like weaknesses began to soften. On Christmas Eve morning, Maya handed him a sweater, warm, red, hand-knitted by the hospital volunteers. "You're going home today," she smiled. Daniel hesitated. "Bota, no more excuses, no more running, no more daughters waiting by the window for a dad who doesn't come home." He swallowed hard. "Okay," he whispered. The hospital arranged the surprisey one Maya planned with the girls. When Daniel stepped through his front door, music filled the house. The tree was glowing. The triplets were wearing matching pajamas, holding a banner drawn in crayons. "Welcome home, Daddy." He fell to his knees as the girls ran into his arms. All three hugged him so tightly he could barely breathe. "I'm sorry," he cried. "We missed you," they said through tears. "Daddy's here now," he promised. That night, they decorated cookies, sang carols, shared stories their mother used to tell. It wasn't perfect, it wasn't fancy, but it was real. And for the first time in years, Daniel felt alive. After the girls fell asleep, Daniel stood outside with Maya, the winter air cold but his heart warm. "You saved me," he said quietly. Maya shook her head. "Your daughters did. I just delivered the message." He smiled gently. "Still a broken bar, thank you." Maya looked him in the eyes and said something he would never forget. "Sometimes the strongest people are the ones asking for help without saying it. Remember that." The next year, Daniel cut his working hours in half, started having breakfast with the girls, took them to school, read them stories, celebrated every Christmas like it was the last, and on the anniversary of his hospital discharge, he donated new equipment to Street Helena Hospital with a clear message engraved on each machine: "For the ones who need hope." ADR, life didn't give him back everything he lost, but it gave him something new, a second chance. And if you're watching this a broken bar, maybe it's life giving you one, too. So before you go, remember this story, share it forward, let someone else feel what you felt right now. And if this touched your heart even a little, broken bar, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and help us keep these stories alive.